Greetings everyone. Today I'm going to walk you through how to use NVivo 15, a powerful tool that has been a game changer in my qualitative research journey. Whether you are exploring interviews, open-ended surveys or field notes, NVivo helps us organize, code and make sense of messy rich data. Let's dive in. Part 1. What is NVivo and why use it? I like to think of NVivo as a smart assistant for qualitative research. Instead of drowning in dozens of Word docs or printed transcripts, NVivo allows us to centralize our data, sort it by themes and find patterns we might otherwise miss. It's not magic, but it's make our research more structured, efficient, and transparent. Let's begin. By creating a new project. First, click on New Project. Type your title. Choose where to save and click Next. Then click Create a Project. Let's wait. Once your project is created, the first step is to import your interview transcripts. Go to the Files, folder, right-click, and choose Import Documents. Make sure your files are clearly labeled. For example, Participant A, Participant B, and so on, depending on the numbers of participant interview you have chosen. Coding the heart of NVivo. This is my favorite part. Coding is where we give meaning to the data. Next, I begin the initial coding, known as open coding. I read transcript and highlighted meaningful responses. For example, this code, inspired by personal experience with music, adding memory, was coded under a new note titled Teacher Motivation. As I continued nodding, I created multiple notes for different responses. Later, I began grouping similar codes under parent notes or themes. For instance, notes like teachers' motivations, initiations, experience, resistance, teaching advice, teacher growth, and ideal practice were grouped under a parent note called teacher growth and motivation. Next is reviewing coded data. By clicking on each node, let me review all the coded references. This helped me check for consistency and define my themes as needed. Now comes the fun making sense of what we coded. Step 6. Creating visuals. Mind map, hierarchy chart to visualize my thinking process. I use the mind map to brainstorm key ideas based on my interview questions. Later, I use the hierarchy chart to display how my codes and sub-themes were structured, which help during analysis and reporting. Here you can see some of the visuals. You can use many types of tables, hierarchy charts, and a lot of different charts are over there to review and view the coding together with the code that you input, and the outcome it will be show you in the different form of. Next, export outputs. Once the analysis was complete, export my diagrams and coding reports. These visual tools are useful for inclusion in my chapter 4 findings and during presentation overall. Using NVivo allow me to manage large amounts of qualitative data efficiently. He helped me stay organized, find patterns, and make informed interpretations based on the teacher's expectations. It's a final tips from myself and reflections. I will wrap up with a few lessons that I've learned from using the NVivo 15. First, don't overcode. Be selective and intentional. Coding is iterative. Revise your notes as your understanding deepens. Use visual to tell your research story. They speak louder than the pages of text. Back up regularly. NVivo doesn't like surprises. Closing. NVivo doesn't do the thinking for us, but it supports our thinking. With it, we stay organized, go deeper, and ultimately tell better research stories. Thank you, and I hope you're excited to try NVivo 15 in your